for most of us, guilt is not a cause emotion. And what I mean by that is that guilt is usually a created emotion, usually from our own life or from the lives of our parents dumping guilt on us. Now, the key thing with guilt is driven by fear in every single case. So ask yourself, what are you afraid of? What's the fears that you have? Why do you feel so guilty? Can you answer any of those questions? So you feel guilty that you are with your child, that you've done damage to your child, don't you? That's the feeling of guilt that you have. So why do you feel that?
I just want to be a good parent and do the best that I can for him. Okay,
so you actually feel you're a bad parent?
Yeah.
Okay. And now why would you feel like you're a bad parent? Don't go there, because that's going to skip over. So you feel you're a bad parent. You want to feel that you're a good parent, but you feel you're a bad parent, and that's why you feel guilty. How many of you feel like you've been a bad parent? Right. So how many of you still feel guilty about that? Yeah, quite a lot. So I was just processing guilt about it a day ago. Yep. So this is a common emotion, right? So what's underneath the guilt? What do you think's underneath the guilt? You feel like you've been a bad parent. So do you cry about that every day?
I feel like I'm crying. I feel like I've been crying.
Okay.
All my life.
Okay. So you are actually crying about being a bad parent, aren't you? Okay. But it's not releasing anything. So it can't be a causal emotion. Does that make sense?
I feel like before I even knew this stuff, I've been crying.
Stuck in a cycle.
For a long time. And I feel like I'm just driven by this guilt of being a good parent.
Yeah. What will happen if you stop being a good parent?
I'm still guilty.
No. What would be the feelings other than guilt that you would have? So let's say right today you stop being a good parent, quotation marks, and your son started really yelling at you. And what emotions would you feel besides guilt? Is there any other emotions you feel? Hurt. What about?
Yelling at me.
Right. And now we're starting to get to your causal emotion, believe it or not. So why do you do things for your son when he yells at you? So he's yelling at you is your law of attraction, right? So he's yelling at you, he yells at you to control you. And the best way anybody can be controlled is to make them feel guilty. So your son constantly makes you feel guilty. Now, sometimes he doesn't choose to make it, but now he's 13, he's now starting to choose to make you feel guilty. He knows that he can manipulate you with guilt.
And I'm feeling really guilty right now, thinking that if he was here, I would be saying I'm feeling really guilty.
That's okay. Just keep feeling guilty, that's fine. Let's get deeper than the guilt, Dave. So, he's learnt now that he can manipulate you with anger. You taught him this, actually.
Yes,
yeah.
I know that.
So what are you afraid of from men? He's a male, and he's manipulating you with his anger. Can you see any patterns in this?
Yes.
What's the pattern? With your dad?
Getting yelled at.
Getting yelled at all the time with your dad?
Yeah.
And what did you feel you had to do when you got yelled at all the time with your dad? Didn't you feel like you had to do exactly what Dad said? You had to be a good girl.
Yeah.
You had to be a good mum. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
You have to be a good girl, you have to be a good mum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see the pattern of what's going on? So this issue is actually about your dad yelling at you all the time to control you, and you feeling that the only way you could earn love was to actually do what the person yelling at you wanted you to do. And that's what your guilt is covering. Your guilt is covering that sadness. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah. So the guilt is just a capping emotion, covering this deep sadness that you feel and grief that you feel about having to do what Dad wanted when he yelled at you. And if you get into that, your law of attraction will change with your son.
Thank you.